learning canasta, watching with interest as Pooz imbibed an unusual drink from a red and gold can. Tecate. It was all new and wonderful. When I accidentally created a makeshift Trevi fountain inside the tank of the janky Mexican toilet, Pooz even taught me how to fix it. He seemed then to have a solution for every imaginable problem and to be prepared for anything, anytime. And when the time came for Max's 10-year-old trip, his advice paid off and I got invited along too. I almost don't ever want to go back to Disney World again because it was so perfect then. He and Lula made sure that our trip to Epcot Center was almost like an actual abbreviated trip around the world, minus the pain of It's a Small World, thank God. Between the trip of to the Moroccan-themed restaurant, which seemed so marvelously exotic, to the trip through the Disney Imagineers exhibits shrinking down to the cellular size and exploring the inner workings of the human body a la Fantastic Voyage, to even coming with us on the dangerous dive into the briar patch on Splash Mountain, Pooz made the trip of a child's dreams reality. Perhaps the best part of the whole trip came later, though, in a more reserved location near the Florida Keys. Pooz and Lula had taken Max and me to a place far out of the way, a place where the gift shop was filled with gator heads. I proudly kept mine for many years after that. We were out on the dock early one morning when, to our delight, up swam a manatee, curious to see what was the commotion. It calmly hung out while we patted it on the head. For a kid, it is hard to imagine a more awesome experience than that. Before I wrap up, I would be remiss if I did not mention Pooz's historical love of music. It was perhaps the greatest point of connection between us, and it is likely because of him that I am such a jazz fan today. Believe it or not, Pooz was the first one to introduce me to beatboxing. And for those of you who, he put on a Take 6 record, thanks Kurt for mentioning them earlier,